Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Taylor with Jenny, and if this is your first time stopping by, please don't make it your last. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notification bell to get notified when I post new videos online. In today's video, we'll be learning how to make this trouser. It is a baggy pants with drawstrings at the hem of the pants. So if that's something you're so much interested in watching, do not skip any part of this video. Please watch from the beginning till the end. It's a long video because it comprises of the cutting and the stitching and everything well detailed. So please get your popcorn, sit down, watch till the end, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up please so our YouTube can push out this video for others to see. And also share this video to your friends, people you think are so much in need of it. Share it to them so that they can as well learn from here. Also, the inspiration I got this inspiration from the Atuche woman. She is a dressmaker on Instagram. So I saw this beautiful pants and I fell so much in love with it. I had to recreate it for myself. I'm going to show you the result of this in a short video. So if this is something you're so much interested in, as I said earlier, do not skip any parts. Watch till the end. Leave a thumbs up. Also a comment in the comment section if the tutorial was helpful, if it was what you saw on the thumbnail that I thought. You also leave a comment on the comment section about it. Without wasting much of our time, let's head straight into the video. So these are materials we'll be making use of. This fabric is 54 inches by length. That was what I used. So extra 11 inches to my actual trousers length. So you can make yours, you can add more if you have enough fabric. Because I don't have enough, that's why I stopped at 11 inches. So this is me marking my crotch depth, minusing the waistband. So minus 2 inches for the waistband. I'm going to go ahead to mark my crotch depth. My original crotch depth is 11 inches, but I added 1.5 inches because it's a free pant. Then also I'm marking 10.5 here. 10.5 is not my hip measurement. My hip circumference is 9 inches. That's my hip circumference divided by 4. But I added 1.5 inches to it because of the how loose I want the pant to be. So it depends on how loose you want yours to be. So I'm taking 45 inches from that midpoint. I will go up by 1 inch to connect it. But before I connect it, I'm going to divide my hip circumference by 4 inches. So whatever it is you have, the original hip circumference, you mark it there. Then connect it with your curve rule. So that's what I did here. After connecting it, I'm going to go ahead to measure out what I have. I have 12.75. I'm going to mark it all the way to the length of my pant. So I'm going to mark the 12.75 inches. I am so sorry that this part is not showing, but this is what I did up to the end of the pant. So that's what you're going to mark. And I'm just confirming to make sure that everything is in order. I'll go ahead to cut. So I will cut from there up to the length of the pants. If you look closely, I marked 1 inch at this edge. This edge I'm about to cut now because I'll be putting the pocket. So I'll use that allowance as the pocket allowance. But when we get to that place, you will understand it better. So for the back part, I'm just going to extend the crotch depth and extend the crotch length also for the back. The same thing I marked for the front, I'm going to mark it for the back. and I'll mark 2 inches from the waist to the crotch depth. This is to enable me cover out the crotch for the back. So with my curve ruler, I'm just going to take it in like that. Even if you don't have a curve ruler, just use your hand and blend it in like that. So I'm going to mark the same thing all the way to the hem of this pant, connect it and cut. So this is what I am doing actually. So after cutting it, this is for my band. The other fabric will be for my band. This is the cover for the drawstring. It is 2 inches by 22 inches. I've already measured out where I want my drawstring to start from. So it is 22 inches from the hem of my pants. That's why I cut out that. It will be as a cover for the drawstring. And this is the elastic band that I'm making use of. It is so stretchy and it is 1.75. I will also go ahead to show you the pocket. So this is the pocket I'll cut or will cut together for the pants. It is measured 10 and a half by 9 inches, thereabout. So getting my pants that I've cut, I'm going to go ahead to stitch by half an inch the front crotch and the back crotch. After stitching the front crotch and the back crotch, I'm going to open it up like that and go ahead to cut out my pocket because I'll be fixing a pocket to this. So I have this pocket cut in 4 pieces. I'm going to go ahead to take the measurements I need. Now, I'm using this as the deep or the depth of my pocket. I will go ahead to mark half an inch for the joining. I'll now take the measurement I need that will allow my hand to flow in very well. So I marked 7 inches. I'll go in by 1 inch and I'll give my pocket the shape I want it to have. So whatever shape you want your pocket to have, this is time for you to do it. You can be so experiment with it. Whatever it is you want to work with. I'm going to go ahead to cut, leaving half an inch for the joining. So after cutting your pocket, you will get your pants. Place your pockets right sides facing each other like that. But you're going to come down by 1.5 inch, then pin it down. I'm going to do the same thing for the other parts of the pocket and stitch at the side, maybe by with half an inch or 0.25. So you're going to make sure that you are placing it 1.5 from the waistline so that it will be in order, it will be accurate for all of them. So after I've done doing that, after I've finished joining the pocket, I'm going to go ahead to join the pants by the sides. So you go on to pin everything so that it will be very easy for you to make your markings and stitch together. So that 1 inch I came in or I marked earlier by the side, I'm going to stitch it. I went ahead to mark my half an inch at the pocket to guide me while I sew. So after joining the sides, this is what we have. Before we continue with any other thing, we're going to go ahead to mark out. So I'm going to minus 2 inches for the band. And I'm going to mark to where I want the drawstring to start from. I want mine to start for at 31. So I'm going to mark it. Then go ahead to measure from 31 to the hem of your pants. What I have is 22. So that's the excess of what I cut earlier. So you cut this, I cut it 2 inches by 22. I'm going to fold half inch on each part of the drawstring and iron. So after I was done ironing it, this is what we have. Then getting my pants, I will notch the edge of that place because I've gone ahead to iron it. I also mark half an inch because that is the joining or what I use to join the inner part of the pants. So I'll go ahead to notch the second place. Now I'm going to have four places where we'll attach this drawstring. That is what I'm making provisions for. So you pay attention to this. After I was done arranging, I gave it a good press. So I will get a line that was formed with my iron. So after ironing it, I'll go ahead to place it this way again and iron. So I get the second line that will guide me in making my drawstring. So after that, I will open this up and you will see how I'm going to start forming it. So I marked a line to make it visible, came down by half an inch from the 22 inches and I'm going to mark it like that. I'll also go ahead to mark half an inch on both sides of the line to make it 1 inch. Yes. Then on that 1 inch, we're going to make a buttonhole stitch. We're going to make a buttonhole stitch there. But before that, you make sure you iron a pepper stay on it so that it will be strong. That way when you make your buttonhole stitch, it will not rumple it. So after that, you will stitch it by the sides and at the center, placing the cover of our drawstring on it like that. You're going to fold the other place. You're going to fold over the other place that is not the hemline. You're going to fold this place so that it will close up the buttonhole allowance that I asked you to make earlier. So after that, go ahead to give it a good press. Also, make sure you open up the buttonhole stitching. If it's possible, open it up before stitching the cover of the loops that I'll be using for the drawstring. So as you can see, I have in three places now. I went ahead to give it a good press. I'm going to go ahead to stitch this side and also repeat the same thing I did on the other parts on that part, most especially what I did at this joining, the first joining. So I'm going to do the same thing at the inner joining and I'll close up everything. Make sure you have three stitches cover of the loops. So this I'll be using for the loop. I have 1.5 inch is and I'm going to fold it together and stitch. You want it as tiny as possible. Please make it as tiny as possible so it won't be so much visible. So this is the end result of everything. I'm making sure that my buttonhole is well opened so that I'll pass my loop inside it. So you can use this or this to pass it, but I'll be making use of this safety pin to pass the loops. The loops is longer than the 22 inches with about 10 inches, but it depends on what you want to achieve. So if you want it just the same length, because you're still going to draw it together, and by the time you draw it together, you have enough out to tie. So if you want it more than the 22 inches, fine. If you want it just the 22 inches, fine. It works perfectly for you. So after that, I'll go ahead to fix it. I started from the buttonhole stitching I made up to the hem of the pants. So you're going to do that until you fix the four places of one of the legs of the pant. So after fixing it, I went ahead to hem the leg of the pant. So just fold it in and that's it for this part. So I'm going to move over to the waistline to attach the elastic waistband. So I've gone ahead to cut the waistband the same length with the pants, the waist of the pants, and I have 2.5 inches. By the time I fix it 0.5 inch, I still have 2 inches remaining. So on this part, I'm going to go ahead to make my buttonhole stitching also by the two sides of the joining, because the loop from the waistline will pass through it as well. So after making the buttonhole stitches, I'll get my waistband. So I used 1 yard, but I'm going to cut it by my waist circumference minus 5 inches, which is 23 inches. But I'll cut 25 inches and join it with 1 inch. So I'll cut it and join both ends with 1 inch. So watch closely and carefully. Join with 1 inch. And after that, your elastic band is ready. So you're going to go ahead to fix it to the pants. So I'm placing it inside my elastic band, my waistband, sorry, like that. And from there, I'll place it to my pants. So I have the this part facing the front part of it. I have the part that I made the buttonhole stitch facing the front part of the pants, so that by the time I finish everything, I still have that place at the front part where to pass my the loops for the front. So this is me stitching it to the pants. And while stitching the band to the pants, please make sure that you align everything in order, even though the elastic band will not allow you to do that. But make sure you align everything in order for it to be very, very neat. So keep on aligning it. This was easier for me because my manual machine, I attached a motor to it. So it was very, very easy. I didn't have to go and start wheeling the wheel at the head of the machine. So just press and sew. So this is me joining the waistband to the pants. So align them together and join. So after joining it, I'll go ahead to flip it to the right part. I'll also stretch out the elastic at that band so that everything will come in together. So I have of the same amount of gathers. So after aligning them together to make sure I have the same amount of gathers, I'll go ahead to pin 4 places. So I'll pin the center, that's the center front, the crotch for the front, the crotch for the back, and the two sides of the pants. This will help me to stretch it out very well. And then at the end of the day, we'll have an equal gathers. So you top stitch on that place before you start. You're going to stitch it in 2 places. You find the pin that we attached at the end of the other place. Yes, you find the pin and draw it, stretch it out very well, so that at the end of the day your result will be so great. So you stretch it out just like I'm doing and stitch. So you're going to stitch at 2 places and make sure that the center of your stitching after everything will be able to accommodate your strap for the waistline, so you can pass it through and it will pass through very, very well. So after everything, you go ahead to open up the buttonhole stitching and pass your rope through it. And that's the end of this. Thank you for watching and bye.